Hello, good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the next topic, that is Bohr's model of atom. It is the lecture number 8. Yes, students, let's see the first. In Bohr's model of atom, the Bohr's model used to rationalize the many point in the atomic structure and the atomic spectra. Bohr has the implemented the whatever the theory explained by the Rutherford. The Rutherford theory again it was studied by the Bohr and implemented some steps. The whatever the reason cannot explain by the Rutherford, that was completely explained by the Bohr, that is the atomic structure and the atomic spectra. So first one, the Bohr's model of hydrogen of the following postulates. He explains some postulates about the atoms. The electron, the first postulate is electron in the hydrogen atom can move around the nucleus in a circular path, fixed energy, and energy of this point called as orbit or stationary state or the allowed energy state. These orbits are arranged the concentrically around the nucleus. So what are the hydrogen atoms are there? The hydrogen atoms which are, this is a hydrogen atom, this is hydrogen atom, students, this is hydrogen atoms. So this is the hydrogen atom. So this is the circle is the, this is the one hydrogen atom. This hydrogen atom, the electron is, this is the black color spot is the electron, and the electrons are revolving around the nucleus, around the fixed path. That fixed path he called as a orbit. In this fixed region, in the fixed path, electrons are rotated around the nucleus. That's why it is called as a orbit. Students, this is the first postulates. The second postulate he explained the energy of an electron in the orbit does not change with time. However, electron will move from lower stationary state to higher stationary state when required energy absorbed or emitted. So energy of the electrons does not change when it moves from the lower energy to the higher energy. For example, so this is the proton and this is the electrons are rotating around the nucleus, the first energy level, and the one more is the second energy levels. So the electron does not change with time. The energy of the electrons does not change with time. So when electrons can be jump from this first energy level to the second energy level, during in which it requires the fixed energy. When it jump from the first energy level to second energy level, it requires the fixed energy. For example, students, to pass out from the 10th exam, you have to minimum require the 35 marks out of 100. You have to need 35 marks out of 100. So like that, the electron may jump from the lower energy state to the higher energy state. It requires the fixed energy. This energy cannot be changes. This energy does not change it with time. Right? When an electron flow from lower state to the higher state. That's students. So one more example I give. The thing that the one of the person is there from the 10th class, 10th standard students. He want to jump into the 11th class. So he must be pass in all the subject. He must be get the at least 35 marks for each subject. For each subject, if he got the 35 marks, then only he jumped to the 11th class. Right, students? It means the 35 is the minimum marks he must be get in each subject. Right? These are minimum marks. So like that, when electrons which is jump from the electron which is jump from the first energy level, that is the initial energy level, to the next, the second energy level, acceleration state level, it must be require the fixed energy, that is fixed energy, this we call it a delta E. It require the fixed energy delta E. If it absorb, it cannot be need less than delta E or more than delta E. It needs just only the delta E energy must be required to jump from the lower to higher state. Yes, friends. So energy, this energy cannot be changes. This energy remains constant. This is the remains constant. It remains constant when it jump from the lower to higher state. Yes, friends. Okay. Next is the frequency of absorbed radiation or emitted radiation, where transition between the two stationary state differ by the energy. Yes, students. So when students, when the electrons may, this is the first energy level, the nucleus, the first energy level, and this is the second energy level. Yes, students. When electrons jump from the this energy level to this energy level, from here to here, it is jump from the here to here, right? So when electrons are jump from this energy level to this energy level, that is the E1 to E2, during in which it emit the amount of radiations, right? The frequency of absorbed radiations or emitted radiations when transition between the two stations, when electrons are jump from the lower to higher energy, or the electron again jump from the higher to lower energy, during in which it emit the amount of radiations are emitted. Amount of radiations are emitted here. Radiation is emitted. Right, friends? So E1 and E2, energy of the lower and higher energy, the energy state respectively, the frequency known as the Bohr's frequency. I will explain you. Wait. So energy and the Bohr frequency. Let's see then the next slide. I will show you. So here, students. So this is the energy level E1, and this is the energy level E1. Just a minute, students. This is the central part. This is the energy level E1, and this is the energy level E2. When electrons are jump from the E1 to E2 level, during in which they are emitting the energy. You get here? So this is the dots are mentioned here. So this dot, this is the electrons. If it jump from lower energy to the higher energy, it emit radiations which having the fixed frequency or the fixed wavelength. Right, friends? When electrons are jump from the lower energy to the higher energy, it absorb the fixed energy. Right? When electrons are jump from higher energy to the lower energy, during in which it emit the fixed energy. So whatever the energy changes, that is taken as a delta E. Delta in which the emitting the radiation. So this is the radiation, students, emitting radiations. So that's why the formula is introduced here. The delta E is equal to H mu. Delta E is equal to H mu. Yes, friends. So the frequency is that's why the emitting and absorbing the radiation. So delta E is equal to h mu, or mu is equal to delta E by h. H. E means the E2 minus E1 by h. The previous example we have seen, the previous slide. This is the here students. So in this reaction we have seen that the delta E by h mu is the frequency, h is the Planck constant, E is the change in energy. When electron jump from the lower to higher energy or higher to lower energy, it emitting the fixed radiations. It emitting fixed radiation of frequency with a Planck constant h. Right students, understood? So that's why when electrons are jump from the, yesterday we have seen students, yesterday in the atomic spectra, the different spectral lines are emitting. Lyman series, Balmer series, Postman series, Brackett series and P-Fund series. The different lines, the electromagnetic radiations are emitted by the light. So that's why, so this is the color light. In the water the lines are missing here, the mentioned here, missing lines are mentioned, means these are emitting the certain fixed radiations are emitted. These are emitting the fixed radiations. So when electrons are jump from the fifth energy level to the first, fourth energy level to the first energy, third energy level to the first energy, or second energy level to the first energy, during which they are emitting the different types of radiation. That is the infrared radiation, visible radiation, Lyman series. The different types of the series are emitted here. Right students? The different types of the lines are emitting here. These are the different types of the line. The ultraviolet, infrared radiations, the infrared radiation and the visible light, Lyman series are emitted here. Right students? So next, fourth postulate is the angular momentum of electrons. So angular momentum of electron means consider that this is the nucleus in which having the electrons are rotating the fixed. So next is the angular momentum of electron. Angular momentum of electron means the proton around in which the electrons are rotating with the fixed radius r, and the electron mass considered as a m. Electron mass is the electron is a particle, mass considered as a m, and which is moving with the fixed velocity v. Right students? Fixed velocity v. So momentum of the moment of the electrons, moment of the electron with the fixed velocity, the fixed radius, that is we call the angular momentum. So what is the angular momentum of the electrons? What is the first energy level of angular momentum of electrons? What is second energy level of angular momentum of the electrons? The angular momentum, electrons, according to Rutherford, the electrons are rotated with the any random energy level, any random position. But according to the Bohr has stated that the electrons are rotated with the fixed energy level, with a fixed position, fixed orbit. Right? So that's why he introduced this term, that is the angular momentum. So angular momentum means whatever the electrons are there, the electrons are rotating with the fixed energy, fixed path, with the fixed energy and the fixed velocity. So that's why he introduced this term, that is mvr, mass of me, mass of electron, v, velocity of electron, r is the radius of electron, and the nh by 2 pi. So it means if somebody asked to the Bohrs, so tell me what is the third energy, what is the third position of the third energy level position of electron, then in place of n we have to use 1 2 3. So that's why we have to write here the mvr is equal to the 3h by 2 pi. So this is the third position of electrons, the third shell electrons, their position and their velocity is this much. that explained by the Bohr. So this formula can be explained that this formula is explained that the energy level of electrons are rotated with the fixed energy, fixed path and the fixed distance. So therefore this formula indicates that the whatever the electrons are exist in the fixed position. So n is equal to 1 means the electrons occupy in the first energy level, n is equal to 2 means electrons occupy in the second position. So the what is the mass, velocity and the radius of the first energy level of electron? So that's why we are mentioned here the mvr is equal to 1h by 2 pi. So this is the mass, velocity and radius of the first energy level of electrons, first energy or first orbit electrons, first energy level of electrons, right students? So what is the position of second energy level of electron? The position of second energy level of electron, mvr is equal to the 2h by 2 pi, right students? So electrons which are occupying the second position, the second position is mvr is equal to the nh by 2 pi. N is the energy level, so that's why we are using the formula, that is the mevr is equal to the second position is the 2h by 2 pi, right students? So next, while revolving, the electrons are revolving, the electrostatic force between the electrons and the proton provides centripetal force. We have discussed that the electrons are rotating with the fixed energy with the fixed angular momentum. So when electrons are rotating with a fixed angular momentum, in that case the electron is the negatively charged and proton is the positive charge. So protons are maybe tends to attract, but they will not attract, and they cannot collapse with each other, because the electrons here rotating with the centripetal force. Electrons are rotating with the centripetal force. So this centripetal force, when the revolving electrostatic force, so electrons are rotating with the fixed centripetal forces. So while revolving electrons, the electrons and the nucleus, between them the electrostatic forces exist. That electrostatic forces provide the centripetal force. Right students, for example, here the one of the person is there. The person is there. He using a thread. That thread has the tied with the stone, one stone. It means he rotating this thread around in it. But the thread has cannot collide with his face or his body, because it rotating with the fixed motion. So that is the centripetal force. So these centripetal forces are generated with the help of the electrostatic forces. So the electrostatic force formula, the Fe is equal to Ke Q1 Q2 by R square. Because why we are Q1 Q2? Because proton is the charge body, that is Q1. Electron is the another charge body, that is Q2. The distance between the proton and electron, that is the distance is R square. Right students? And K is the proportionality constant here mentioned. So once again, here the proton and here the electron. The proton is a charge body Q1, electron is a charge body Q2. Between them the whatever distance is there, that is R. Right students? So it is the electrostatic force, and they are rotating with the fixed velocity, fixed path, so that is we called centripetal force. So that's why the electron, due to the centripetal force, electrons are cannot contact with the protons because of centripetal forces. That's right. So like this, here the Bohr's model, he explained the Bohr's model of hydrogen. The electrons are rotated around the nucleus with a fixed path, fixed circular path, fixed energy level. Due to that reason, the centripetal force that cannot allow them, the electrons, to combine with the protons. Right, friends? Okay. Electron, while revolving around the nucleus, it absorbed fixed energy. Bohr named each orbit called as shell or stationary state. Stationary state. Each shell possesses fixed energy. Each shell possesses the fixed energy. By the formula, what is the formula, how we find this all value, we will discuss tomorrow, students. Just today we will see the topic, how each shell possesses the fixed energy. For example, let's take here the first energy level, n is equal to 1, which possesses the minus 13.6 energy. The second one, the second energy level, n is equal to 2, possess 3.40 energy. The third one possess 1.51, and the fourth one possess 0.85. It means each shell which it is possess the fixed energy. So minus 13.6, minus 3.40, minus 1.51, 0.85, these are the fixed energy. The each shell which are possess the fixed energy. Right, students? So if electrons are jump excited state, it absorb the fixed energy. When electrons are jump from the initial level to the final level, infinite level, it absorb the maximum energy, fixed energy it absorb. How it absorb fixed energy? Let's see, friends. For example, here I mentioned here the E1 formula, E1 plus delta E is equal to E2. Right, friends? If the first energy level, the energy is E1 and the E1 energy 13.6. Here what are the mention here? That is the 13.6. Right. The N2, the second energy level, which possesses minus 3.4 energy level. Right. So if electrons are jump from first energy level to second, then how much energy you have to be supply here? How much total energy you have to supply the electrons if it jump from the N1 to N2 level? Right, friends? So let's see one example. If I provide this is the formula, students. If I provide the 13.6 is already constant. If I provide the 9 energy is 9, then the 13.6 minus 13.6 plus 9 is equal to 4.6. So here when you find there is no 4.6 is there here. There is no 4.6. So that's why. So the first energy level, the N1 cannot absorb. N1 which is cannot absorb this energy. It cannot absorb this energy because it is not a fixed energy it is not a sufficient energy to jump from the N1 to N2 level. So the plus 9 is not a fixed energy to jump from the minus 31.6 to minus 3.40 or N1 to N2 level. This is not a fixed energy. Right. But Bohr has stated that the electrons may jump from lower to higher energy by absorbing fixed energy. Right, friends? Okay, friends, if we are pass the energy, the first energy level n is equal to 1, that is 13.6. In this 13.6, if you are pass the 10.2, then the answer is the 3.4 minus 3.4. 3.4 means the second energy level is also 3.4. So it means this is the sufficient energy. So the N1 is equal to 1, the first energy level which absorb the energy, that is the 10.2, which absorb energy 10.2 jump into lower to higher energy level, but it cannot observe the plus 9. It cannot observe plus 9 energy, it observe the 10.2. It means the fixed energy it absorb to jump n1 to n2, again fixed energy absorb it jump from the n1 to n2 to n3, again fixed energy absorb it jump from the n2 to n4 and so on. Right students, so these are the postulates of the Bohr's theory, who has explained the structure of atoms. Right students, okay, thank you.